didn't have to love me, and he didn't have to care. Said he didn't have to sacrifice his life, but oh, but I'm glad, I'm so glad he did. Say he didn't have to love me. Said he didn't have to care, and he didn't have to sacrifice his life. But oh, but I'm glad, I'm so glad he did. Said, oh, but I'm glad, I'm so glad he did. Say he didn't have to love me, and he didn't have to care. Say he didn't have to sacrifice his life. Oh, but I'm glad. Say, oh, but I'm glad. I'm so glad he did. Hallelujah, family. I'm so glad he did. Came to see about me. Praise the Most High today, family. Hallelujah brings tears to my eyes, family. I have been known to shed one or two, but it's not that easy to get Big Rob to crying. I almost said Big Bob, but we done died to that individual. Praise the Most High. Yes, praise the highest today, family. I was just encouraging one of our sisters. Well, I was just sharing with her how when you try to get into the Most High's word, the distractions come. So I would tell her how I would just come out to the park, because I do stay in an apartment complex now. And unlike a house, you can't just go to your secret place, your closet, your prayer closet, and think you're going to be okay. Because as soon as I get to doing my recordings at the house, the kids from next door go to jumping and stomping, and then the lady next door go to playing her gospel music or her Godspell music all the way up and trying to sing and clap and stomp. So I just said I'll make the great escape and come on out to the park where it's quiet. But as soon as I get out here today, as soon as I encourage my sister, telling her what I do, I pull up in my usual spot, and some fellas just coming from bowling, they come out with the cussing and bouncing the ball, just talking nasty about who they done hit. You know, stuff that will really take your attention. And I said I'm gonna kindly move on down the parking lot, and get in a more suitable space in this secret place right here, in the midst of confusion and darkness and distractions. And that takes us right into our idea today. And it's called Birds of a Feather Flock Together. You start looking like who you hang around. That's a lengthy title, huh? But we're gonna put it all in there today. Birds of a feather flock together. You do know you look like what you hang around. We'll say what you hang around. And what does birds of a feather mean, family? And you know, family, I love to look up words and see what they mean, especially the idioms the Most High give me, because I've heard them since birth. And it is an idiom, and it means of the same kind or nature. Of the same kind or nature. Another meaning says very much alike. And in a sentence, it says those two guys are birds of a feather. The expression birds of a feather flock together means that people who are alike tend to do things together. So if you're alike, you're gonna do the things together of those you hang around or those you're with. And the script the Most High gave me first was 1 Corinthians 15, 33 and 34. It says, "Be not deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. Awake to righteousness. Do not sin, for some do not have the knowledge of the Most High. I speak this to your shame." And really what that's saying to me, family, I know it says, it has a different meaning also, but it's saying that the people you're still trying to hang around, they don't have the Basora like you do. They haven't heard the good news of the Most High, and you're not telling them. You're ashamed of the Basora. The same Basora that set you free. But when you try to hang around them same people, that evil company corrupts your good habits. So actually, you're removing yourself from your salvation and going back and hanging around dead works and doing dead works. Oh boy. And the number one dead work of all, family, in my estimation, is having the good news and not sharing it. Having a testimony of how you got over and don't want to share it. And you know we always got to have a good historical story to fall back on. And we look at Moshe when he was in Exodus dealing with our ancestors trying to fall back and hang around them their old school classmates, their old school friends, and in this case their old school enemy. But Moshe told them in Exodus 14-13, "Do not be afraid, stand still and see the salvation of the Most High, which he will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you shall see again no more forever." No more forever. However, they did have a group with them. They call them the mixed multitude. And that's in Numbers 11, 4-7. And it says, "Now the mixed multitude who were among them yielded to intense craving." Oh boy. So they started having the shakes. They were addicted, so they started having shakes. Reminiscent of the old times, the good old days. Just like I used to smell weed and I'd be like, that's some good there. And the next time I would smell something, like, that's some bap there. That's some old trash. I can't believe they even put that in the air. Or I would see somebody with a cold bill, be like, yeah, I remember them days. But not no more, family. Them cravings are gone, thanks to the Most High. And see, this is the Basora we had to share with the world. You don't have to be in bondage to your mess no more. First to us bruised and then to the world. Because salvation is first of us, Yehudim and Yasharal. But you say no. You don't have to do that no more. You don't have to be addicted. You don't have to be a slave to this system that is set up to enslave you. You don't have to. You can live right here in the midst of Babylon and have good news for all your brothers and sisters around you. Say, come on, we getting ready to go. You don't have to be in that mess, but you got to turn your back on it. So the children of Israel also wept again and said, family, what the text just say? Evil company corrupts good habits. Who would give us meat to eat? We remember the fish we ate, them fish sandwiches we had. We ate freely in Egypt. The cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, and the garlic. But now our whole being is dried up. There is nothing at all except this manna before our eyes. Oh boy, what a hot mess, family. They sat right there, and as I wrote in my notes, they started biting the hand that was feeding. Like, no, we don't want this manna, even though it's keeping us alive. It's not what we're used to. Just like when you have to eat them beans and rice. That's manna. See, that keeps the meat on your bones. You don't start shivering up. You don't start melting away because you can't have your McDonald's. You can't have your Burger King, your Bojangles. But he's giving you what's best for you at the time. There is nothing at all but is what they said. And that was another version. It says there is nothing at all but. And as I said, I wrote, family, can we see how bad company will get us to biting the hand that feeds us, literally? We start living trashy lifestyles. We start saying, no, I don't need the Most High no more. I'm an independent contractor. I don't need the company until I want them benefits. And Numbers 16, 1 through 40, which we're not going to read, it indicates that Korah rebelled against Moshe also, along with Dathan and Abiram and 250 co-conspirators. They were punished for their rebellion when they offered incense to the Most High in fire pans, and the heavenly fire from the incense consumed all 250 of them. Oh boy, family. And we do know that the earth opened up and swallowed them also, right into hell. And real quick, I want to give a shout out to our sister, and it's Unity as One Forever over there on YouTube for this confirming script in her message for today. And her message was called The Walk. And she was explaining how your friends and your loved ones are going to be offended by your walk with the Most High. They're jealous. They're actually jealous of the relationship you have with them. So no, they're not going to want to hear what you got to say. They're offended that you're changed and that you speak so highly about the Most High that they refuse to submit to. Oh boy. But she has had a powerful message. She has powerful messages over there. She does them quick hitters, the ones that smack you in the face and tell you I dare you to say something. Because it's all about the word. Matter of fact, when she does her recordings, all you see is the Bible where she's reading from. Powerful. But I highly recommend her channel. And we put the information up. But she gave this confirming word concerning the birds of a feather. And she went on to elaborate about this walk is with the Most High, His Torah, His word, His truth, Yahusha, His salvation. I thought we'd put that in there also, without letting out the whole bag she gave us today. But the word is in James 1, 22 through 25. But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, yes, there are some works involved for all those lying jokers. Saying it's no longer about works, it's by the grace of Yahushua HaMashiach. But this is his brother telling you got to put in some work, like he did. Thank you, Pop. We'll get right back to this, but just like I was singing that song, he reminded me this morning of how he came to see about me. How he came in the form of a son to show us how he wanted us to walk. He sent the representative, which was himself. It's hard to put your mind around it if you're not open-minded, let's put it like that. But he came himself in the form of a son to show us how he wanted us to treat him. How he wanted us to live in this world. How he wanted us to represent the kingdom as heirs. Oh boy. Thank you, Pop. That's so powerful, family. But let's get back. Well, thank the Father for coming to see about us, family. Can you second that notion? I second that. Praise the Most High. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in a mirror. For he observes himself, goes away, and immediately forgets what kind of man he was. And see, this is what happens when you go and get around that bad company. You forget who you are. You forget what the word is telling you should be representing on this earth. You forget the word that he's hidden in your heart, that you won't sin against him, that you won't go back into them old ways, that you won't start looking like them old birds over there. Oh boy. Family, and that's what that's why we said, don't you know you start looking like who you hang around? In your mannerisms, in your mouth, you start cussing, and you ain't cussing in 6-7 years. But he who looks into the perfect law of liberty and continues in it, and is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this one will be blessed in what he does. And I think one version says he'll be blessed in all that he takes, all that he undertakes. Family, this was a powerful confirmation to our word. Because it's saying whoever looks at Yahushua, who is the law of liberty, who is the perfect law of liberty, we should say, the perfect sacrifice, the one who did it without spot or wrinkle, and who's calling us to that same lifestyle. An assembly without spot or wrinkle, a body without spot or wrinkle. Pardon me, family. But we can't be spotless and wrinkleless if we're hanging around dirty, stank folk that we confuse to leave alone. That's why the text says, come out from amongst them and be separate. Birds of a feather, praise the Most High, flock together. You do know that you start looking and acting like those you hang around with. See, that's why he said, come out from amongst them and make your abode with me. Praise the highest, family. Praise the highest, family. We do love and appreciate you, and thank you for tuning in and reaching out to us. Like I told this new subscriber, a new sister, you're welcome anytime to come through the secret place and comments and encourage us all. Because that's what it is, family, when you come on these in the comment section and speak the truth. I'm not going to say speak your truth. No, we don't want that, because it's only one truth, one way, one life. But we want your interactions, or you sharing your interactions with the Most High, with his salvation, Yahushua. But like I said, we love you and appreciate you, family. Do stay up and keep pushing forward in the right direction. Shalom.